Welcome back to my channel. My name's Duncan, and today I'm going to be going through all of the t-shirts that I own. I'm going to start with the more basic and affordable ones and then go to some more interesting designer pieces. I also plan to do this with a lot of the different categories within my closet going forward, so the pants and jackets and so on. Starting out with just more basic t-shirts, I'm going to show two from a brand called Buck Mason and then Acne. What's kind of unique about both of these brands is their t-shirt offering that you can choose the length you want. So for each size, there's long length, standard, and then short. Because I'm 5'8" and I have a little bit of a shorter torso, I chose the shorter length on each of these. So I do like how long it is. However, just because they are like trying to appeal to a mass market, I find that the fit is a little bit boring, but that does make it so it's very versatile. You can wear this with a lot of different things or layer over it. The retail price on the Buck Mason t-shirt is $45 and then Acne is $50.
What are these two brands? Are they like local brands?
So Buck Mason is a brand based out of the US. I'm not sure where in the US, but that's like very core to their marketing. It's like made at home and made in America. And then I believe Acne is a Swedish brand that just really focuses on like core staples. They have one core collection for like all of their clothes, their jeans, sweatshirts, and etc. And so they really believe in like timeless staples that don't go out of style. Next t-shirts are gonna be from a brand called Darrow Brown. They are all blanks as well, but in a really nice boxy cropped fit. I ended up getting it in 3 different colors and then I doubled up in the white and gray. So I went pretty crazy over this t-shirt. I actually first became aware of this t-shirt when Pharrell wore it in a photo shoot. His like stylist was posting about this t-shirt in particular, which was kind of odd because it's just a white t-shirt, but I do think like it has something about it that elevates it beyond just kind of like a normal white t-shirt, and the fit is really perfect. It doesn't shrink in the wash or anything, so you can just keep wearing it over and over and over. Kind of one complaint I have with the brand, my girlfriend is smiling behind the camera because she may have knew this was coming, but I was really into this brand for the sole reason of how good the t-shirts were. But then I ended up trying to buy one of the jackets last fall, and after like, I would say a month and a half, they didn't ship it to me, and I was trying to get in touch with the customer service to send the jacket, and anyway, long story short, it never came.
They also delete your comment on Instagram.
Yeah, people would be complaining on Instagram like on a daily basis, and then they would be like going through and deleting the comments, like my comments included, and then like calling you trolls. Like it was like an incredible, a very unique experience and just a terrible experience. So my camera died when I was complaining about Darrow Brown. I ended up having to get my money back via like filing a claim on PayPal. And so I would like say don't purchase from the brand. I mean, if you like are really interested in the t-shirt fit, possibly if they're carried by another retailer. I know like J. Crew actually had this on their site. It said like brands we love, and then they were carrying Darrow Brown. But if it's like just through the like Darrow Brown team, I would say it's like super unreliable that you will actually get your product. So that's kind of like the major downside, but other than that, it's like a very solid t-shirt in general. The next t-shirt is going to be from Our Legacy. This is their box t-shirt, which is like one of their core items. They do this every single season in a couple different colors, different materials. I've had, I would say 4 or 5 box t-shirts in the past, so quite a lot. They retail for $120 to $130. It depends on the retailer you're on, but you can almost always find them on sale. So I would say around like $50, $60, you can typically find them for. Now I would say like the fit for me is really perfect. It's a little bit shorter and then boxy, and the materials they use like drape really nicely. I would say like the main fallback is how long they last. Like I said, I've had like 4 of these in the past and I only have 1 now. Almost all of them I've worn through, and then like even this one, if you can see, the hem is like kind of coming apart, which that doesn't even happen on like Uniqlo t-shirts. So I don't know what they're doing. I mean, they're a little bit experimental with like the fabrics they use, and just from like sewing myself, if you use really stretchy knits, they're much harder to sew. So that might be part of the reason why they don't last as long. But like these t-shirts kind of come apart, or they like, yeah, I've just worn them into the ground where it's like, okay, you kind of need to throw this t-shirt away. So I would say like amazing t-shirt for the first 6 months, and then it starts kind of like dying. Exactly. The next t-shirt I have is from Acne Studios. This is their basic long sleeve t-shirt. It comes from the face collection, so it does have this little face patch that they do on a lot of their products. These retail for $210. If you're in Europe or shopping in store, I think you can find these for a lot cheaper, but unfortunately online, they don't get discounted that much. Now this is in a size small, and I would say it fits probably between a medium to a large. So that's just one thing to note. Almost all Acne Studios fits really oversized, so just usually go one size down. Okay, so the next t-shirt was in my last video. This is the Greg Lauren t-shirt that I tailored a little bit smaller. It comes in this really thin and lightweight cotton and a much bigger neckline, which doesn't bother me. I think that for some people they like a really tight neckline, but I think it's kind of a cool different style. It has 3/4 sleeve length, which is also a little bit of a unique touch, and then a much longer length. So I would say I would mostly be wearing this with a hoodie or something that kind of the extra length at the bottom peeks out.
What's the fabric?
Cotton. Cotton. The next shirt is from Our Legacy. This is called their linen moto long sleeve. It's probably from a couple seasons ago, I would say like 2020. Anyway, I bought this off the RealReal for I think $70, and the original retail was $330, so pretty good deal. This does fit massive, like super oversized, so just something to note with a lot of different Our Legacy pieces. But in the summer, because it's a linen fabric, it's very, very lightweight.
My favorite one.
Yeah, I think the like light yellow color is something nice. Obviously, you can see the trend. I don't like a lot of really bright colors or big graphics, so it's just kind of like a little bit of a subtle color, but still can like kind of mix it out from just white and black.
Yeah, it looks really good in the summer, especially like very bright but not like too heavy. That kind of yellow, a little bit see-through.
Exactly.
Sexy.
Yeah, she described it perfectly. Like, because it's linen, it has a little bit of like a shearing effect, but just with like kind of this muted yellow, it's not like too much. So yeah, it's a really cool shirt. This is probably the only vintage t-shirt I'm gonna show. This is a Grateful Dead t-shirt. I don't listen to any Grateful Dead music, and personally, I find the whole like band tees, and especially like Grateful Dead or Nirvana, like really cringy. I think it's like so dumb that like
people are like yelling at you for saying that.
The fact that there's like hype around that is kind of ridiculous. The only reason I really liked this t-shirt and bought it was the distressing. You'll see with like more Greg Lauren pieces in the future that I show off that like I really like that like all over distressed look. I just think it looks kind of badass. So I don't care about the fact that it's a Grateful Dead tee. Unfortunately, that made it more expensive. But yeah, it's...
How much is that t-shirt?
I bought this for $100, which is pretty bad. But some people like tax for like Grateful Dead or Nirvana like $300, $400. And so actually that's the good thing, is you can kind of like make your money back on like just a wrecked t-shirt like this. The next t-shirt is from Omplice Ismiaki. This is obviously not a pleated item. I'm like losing it. This is their cap sleeve t-shirt. It's a little bit interesting because it doesn't have like a shoulder or sleeve seam, so it just goes all the way down and then has this seam right in the middle. It has a nice boxy fit. One complaint I have with this t-shirt is when you first buy it, it looks really amazing and crisp and clean, and then as soon as you wash it, it wrinkles super, super easily. So I would say the quality deteriorates pretty fast after the first wash.
Maybe just wash it in the wrong Maybe
Nah,
it
'cause
could be dry clean.
that is like definitely one of my complaints with these high-end brands. They just say, you know, dry clean everything, which is pretty like unrealistic expectation with just a basic t-shirt, because this is probably one of the items you're gonna wash the most. And so practicality wise, not that great, but they have, I think Owens Ismiyaki has some really cool t-shirt fits and nice colors as well. The next two t-shirts are both from Rick Owens. They're called the Rick Owens Dylan tees. And these are like definitely the craziest t-shirts I own. Obviously, as you can see, the V-neck goes way down, like probably actually to your belly button. And I think like from a normal person's perspective, it's just like, what are you doing?
When the designer like, what can we make them unique? Let's show the belly button.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think it's funny. Like, it's way too like exaggerated, and then the length as well. And then because Rick Owens uses like such an amazingly thin cotton, they're very comfortable. Like it just feels like you're wearing nothing underneath, but then you have another layer. So they're kind of a fun styling piece. I searched retail on these and they go for $330. So like,
how much do you got for them?
Yeah, so I bought this one on Essence for $95. And then this one on Grailed for $90. Like, you may be still thinking that's like insane for like, I would say kind of a joke. But now he's done this in like every color and iteration imaginable. So it seems to be a popular item for Rick Owens. But yeah, this is definitely something where it's like you have to be a little bit possibly more daring to wear it out, because it's just like such a unusual neckline. Then the last t-shirt I'm gonna go through is this one from Boris Sperry. Now the retail on this is $400, so an extremely expensive t-shirt. I got this off Grailed for $90, which I think is a pretty solid deal, and I would say worth that price. Now he's done this washed gradient effect on the neckline, sleeves, and then the bottom, so it goes from a little bit lighter gray to a dirtier one. One of the other things that's cool is the unique seam detailing in the back. So like the Homme Plissé t-shirt, it doesn't have your typical shoulder and sleeve seams. So the seams are all gonna be meat in the back. He also seems to get kind of his design aesthetic like into a t-shirt, which I think is hard. Like obviously with a lot of these designer t-shirts, maybe it just has a logo, but I think like Boris is really able to do it without putting his name on it. Like it definitely looks like the other items from the brand. I watched a documentary on kind of his design process and just talking more about Boris Sperry. I would say he is making or dyeing a lot of the pieces himself, which is somewhat rare within high-end fashion. So definitely like a pretty high price point, but at the same time, you're gonna get a very unique product. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. As I said, I'm gonna do this with all the different categories in my closet, so stay tuned for next week when I do go through all of the different hoodies I own. Okay, don't forget to like and comment, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.